天保6年江戸、俺の名は坂本良一、悲劇でごじゃる。今日は堀氏のもとへ向かっておる。何を掘ってもらうか、俺にはわからぬ。堀氏が決めること、それだけでごじゃる。それでも足は自然と前へ進んでおった。こんにちは、よしです。Half Japanese Korean, based in Austin, Texas. 16 years of Irezumi artist and research. That's me. That scene you just watched, doesn't that feel weird? Going to get tattooed without knowing what you're getting in 2026. That's just weird. Who shows up a tattoo shop without a Pinterest reference? But in the ad period, this was completely normal. The client didn't decide. So here's the first question. Was it force or was it trust? Think about it. You can choose what goes on your body forever. But that firefighter didn't look scared. Stay till the end and you will understand why. So first, we need to understand what a Horishi tattoo artist actually is. So most people think Horishi just means traditional tattoo artists. Wrong. Horishi were not tattoo artists. Let me show you. 俺の名は坂口義弘。18の時、司書の角を叩いた。最初3年、床を磨き、道具を磨き、ただ司書の手を見ておった。皮膚に触れることは許されなんだ。20年が過ぎた。その日、司書が言った。今日からお前は彫りこだわりだ。俺たちの司書はもともと浮世絵師でござった。木の板に刻み、紙にする。一枚一枚に必ず己の名を入れた。これは俺の作品だ。という証明でござる。俺も同じでござる。仕事が終わった後、必ず生のどこかに己の名を刻む。彫りこだわりと。これは保証でござる。そして誇りでござる。今日、坂本良一が来る。悲劇でござる。あの男は俺に絵柄のことは何も言わなんだ。ただ、己の仕事と歩んできた人生を話してくれた。俺はそれを聞いた。どんな男か、どう生きてきたか。それだけでわかる。あの男に必要なのは理由でござる。How about that guy? 彫りこだわり。His name literally means obsession, stubbornness. That's not a coincidence. The roots of Edo period Horishi go back to ukiyo-e, old block print artists, people who drew stories, who made narratives that moved on to skin. The apprenticeship system was completely different. First few years, sweeping floors, cleaning tools, just watching the master work. Can't touch skin once. 10, 20 years later, then you can get a name of Horishi. The signature, just like ukiyo-e art signature their work. Horishi did the same. This is my work. I put my name on it. That's pride. Second question. What did the Horishi look at when deciding? Job, personality, body shape? Or 3. Look at the Hikeshi, the firefighter. The motive they got most was the dragon. Dragon controls the water elements. Or someone jumping into fire, a water god, a shield. There was actually something called the suit of 9 dragons for power over wind and water. The job decides the motive. Merchants were different. In the Edo period, there were some trade laws. Merchants couldn't wear flesh clothes, so they tattooed wares under their clothes. Can't see that from outside. But take the cloth off, and there it is. There are debate amongst colors, but one thing is clear. Irezumi was a form of resistance in that era. And body shape, Horishi looked at the muscle flow, bone curves, and design around them. Shoulder to arm, back to waist, natural flow. The firefighter's bodysuit established those rules. Gap from armpit to elbow, the empty strip down the chest. There are still the most important principles in Irezumi today. Third question. What if the client didn't like it? Could they say no? Here's the thing, the structure made it impossible to even feel resistant. Horishi never tattooed the higambara, a spider lily, the flower of death, never white chrysanthemum, funeral flower. Every Irezumi motif had good meanings. Dragon, koi, fudomyo, lotus, nothing bad. Back then, books were rare. Clients had no idea what motifs even existed. No option means no resistance. Not force, they trusted because they simply didn't know otherwise.
Like, subscribe.
But here's something interesting. This structure isn't unique to Japan. In Thailand, there's something called the sakyant, tattoos given directly by Buddhist monks at temples. The structure is exactly the same as Irezumi. The receiver doesn't choose the design. The monk looks at the person and decides. But here's the real irony. Buddhism warns against attached to the body. Attachment is the curse of suffering. But what are most Irezumi motifs? Fudomyo, Hanya, Lotus, Sunchrist, or Buddhist imagery? Looks like a contradiction, right? But the answer is one thing. Why you want tattoo is what matters. Tattoo from vanity, that's attachment. Tattoo with intention, completely different story. Irezumi, Sakyant, one thing in common. The person who knows the intention decides. 2019, Ariana Grande got a kanji tattoo to celebrate her song's 7 rings on her palm. Whatever she wanted, but after getting it, Japanese fans immediately called it shichirin, a small charcoal barbecue grill. The most famous pop star in the world, with all the money and people around her, tattooed a barbecue grill on her palm. Funniest part, the music video title card had a correct version, Nanatsu no Yubiwa. She just needed to show that to the tattoo artist. The tattoo artist is not Japanese. Is this Ariana Grande's fault or tattooist's fault? I think it's a structure problem. Someone who just tattoos what the client wants, that's a technician. A tattooer, someone who knows intention, context, what fits that person, that's a Horishi, tattoo artist. Nobody tells Picasso how to paint. Because Picasso is an artist, that judgment is the works. Horishi were the same. Were there cases where the Horishi got it wrong? Of course, but records of regret from other periods, Irezumi are almost non-existent because the motif all had good meanings and an artist who knew the intention was deciding. Now, unlimited options, Pinterest, Instagram, 1,000 of references. But there's are more cover-ups than ever, more regret. Truth is, some portion of the decision should be left to a trusted artist. Honestly, I feel the same way after 16 years. When a client comes in with reference saying, please do this, that's not always the best option. Wrong composition for the body, placement that break the flows, choice they'll regret in 5 years. But many artists just tattoo it because their client wants it. I genuinely don't get that. We are the professionals. Why would we do it wrong? A Horishi who messed up, whether they do what the client wants or what they want, they're gonna mess up anyway. A scared Horishi who takes it lead, it always comes out right. Regret rate close to 0. This is what at the period Horishi alleged knew. One more thing, in the other period, clients didn't find Horishi. Horishi chose clients. Real skilled Horishi today are the same. Even with a year-long waiting list, they don't take it just anyone. Now you understand why. Tattooer or tattoo artist, that difference in the other period, it was a system. Now you have to figure it out yourself. Some of you are probably thinking, Okay, but what do I actually do? Let me tell you. First, how to find an artist. Follow a few artists and watch them consistently, not for a month or two, until you can see their work style, their personality, their philosophy. Your eye and knowledge needs to build up before you can judge. If you book without that, you might end up like Ariana Grande. Watch my videos, subscribe, like, notification. Not joking, for real. Found your artist. What do you say in the consultation? Just three things: placement, size, budget, and what you like: vibe, mood, preferred motive, lovely. The best approach: show a few references and say, I like this feeling here, I like these parts. The rest I will leave to you. What you should never say: how big the carriage should be, what size the fins should be. Don't tell the artist these details unless the artist asks. Don't. From the artist's perspective, the more you trust them, the more they want to do their best. That's just human nature. Don't do this with a beginner artist. That's why you take time to follow and watch. In the end, it's no different from at the period firefighter Sakamoto Ryoichi. The reason he wasn't scared, he knew Hori Kodawari and he could trust him. Same today, find an artist you can trust. When you can find them, leave it to them. In the Edo period and today, that's the best way to get a great tattoo. お疲れ様でした。